So this is the gathering for the NHS100K against mandatory jabs. Once again, we had an excellent turnout last week, probably 200, maybe even 300 people. Not as many this week, although last week was the Worldwide Day for Freedom, so I think that got a lot more attention. Today it's just mostly people opposed to the NHS and jab mandates. There's still a very good turnout. And there's 1 o'clock. Of course it's a bit noisy, we've got the 1 o'clock siren there. We've got building works going on behind here. I think they've taken down most of the building and left the frontage. And of course we've got the musician who's been very much on the outside throughout all this. Later on we've got the people protesting the Immigration and Nationalities Bill, which has been quietly pushed through Parliament. I'll be interested to see what they said. I think they were gathering down at the Moorfoot. I probably missed that, although they're supposedly having a march to the Town Hall. I think it's safe to say that we got the Town Hall first. So they've been for a march around the moor. We're now back at the Town Hall. People are giving leaflets out. Some people are quite receptive to it, some people aren't. Not really had that many comments. But no bad comments either. I suppose no comment might be better than a load of bad comments. I think they're just going towards the cathedral now, so we'll just carry on for a little wander around and see what people have to say.
I'm just a nurse, okay? I'm just a nurse. I've worked in the health service for 36 years. I'm a critical care nurse, so we've been at the front line on all of this. We've seen what has happened. But this isn't about me. It's bigger than me. It's about everybody's human rights and everybody's freedom to choose what they take in their own body. And what worries me is if they get away with it with me and make me have it, then I've got grandkids, I'm sure lots of you have got children. What will happen next? Will they roll it out to teachers, shop workers, opticians, anybody they can think of? No jab, no job. So we're all on the same page with this. We're all sticking together on it. What we need to do now is to convince the public, because I think the message is getting out there bit by bit, and we're hearing rumblings from the government. Savage Jabber, I think at one point has said something about postponing, or you not heard that one? No. So Savage Jabber has said we might postpone it, it's only as bad as the flu. We know from our experience in the hospital at the moment that it's a very, very mild disease now. It's not hospitalising patients, and there are more vaccinated patients who are getting this Omicron than unvaccinated.
Yes.
So there's absolutely no rationale for me to take this jab.
Yes.
I don't think the public know that they are part of a trial. So this doesn't finish until 2023. This is an experimental vaccine. If you want to call it a vaccine, I think you call it experimental gene therapy.
Yeah.
They do not know until the end of the trial the full extent of the side effects. Pfizer have already produced a document that's 21 pages long of the side effects from that jab. So what I'm saying is, it's great that we're doing this. It's great that we're getting out there. I was on the demo in London on Saturday, along with thousands and thousands of other health service workers. But I felt that I needed to be in a union, okay? I am in a union. I'm in the GMB. They have been about to make use of the chocolate fire guard, same as Unison. my GMB rep said, well, why don't you get the vaccine? That was his response when I said, will you support me? So I joined the National Employees Union, the NEU. There's a few out there, was two, Workers of England and NEU. I joined both, but it's the NEU that actually is going into meetings and representing people. But also, this is why I wanted to speak, they have a strike strategy.
Yes.
Right, so strike is something that as nurses we're always a bit wary about. We put our patients first. This strike, so the first one will be 11th of February in Wigan, because they've got a lot of NEU members, but then they're going to roll it out in March to 90 trusts who have got NEU members who are willing to strike. 90 trusts. So what they want, and they've got journalists on board as well, is to make as big a splash on the mass media as they possibly can, because we keep getting blackout on the mass media, on the mainstream media. You know, that march in London, thousands and thousands, don't always get the coverage. We're hoping that by going out on strike, we'll show the strength of our feeling. For those of you that might be nervous about taking strike action, what they are doing is, they're doing it in one trust first of all. They ballot the members, it's all done under scrutiny, it's all done properly balloted, and then they let the trust know this is the strike date, so they can cover those staff and make sure the patients don't suffer. But the message the NEU is getting out is, this isn't a strike about pay, it's a strike about human rights for everybody, and it's a strike about the health service. Because we all know, I mean, I will be hard to replace, I'm sure loads of you will be hard to replace. 30 years critical care experience, training up all the nurses, I'm going to be hard to replace. So there's going to be chaos if they sack us, absolute chaos. So we know that this is about defending our health service as well. We've already got 100,000 vacancies in the NHS. 40% of those vacancies are nursing staff. So then they're going to sack another 100,000 of us, just because we're not prepared to have a jab where we haven't given informed consent. Informed consent is at the basis of the health service. Whenever you have anything done, you ask for all the details of what it might do to your body, whether it's going to benefit you, what are the risks. There's none of that with this jab. You go along and you give your arm and you get it stuck in. And I know from colleagues and patients, there have been a lot of adverse incidents. Really bad adverse incidents. So I don't want to take that risk. I, alongside most of my colleagues, have had COVID. I've got COVID antibodies. Why do I want to take a vaccine that might damage me in the long term? I might be all right. It's Russian roulette. I might be all right tomorrow if I had the jab, but will I be all right in 5 years' time? Nobody knows. Absolutely nobody knows whether I will be all right in 5 years' time, because they've not got the data. This is a trial, but they're not treating it as a trial. If it was a proper trial, they'd follow up everybody they jabbed and find out if they have side effects. Pfizer have published a document 21 pages long of adverse effects from the vaccine, and that's Pfizer. And that includes cardiovascular problems, neurological problems, you name it, it's on that list. And so is, you know, the reason I don't want the jab. But we shouldn't have to say why we don't want it, should we? We should just say, I do not consent.
I do not consent.
I will not comply.
I will not comply.
And we're going to fight this together. That's the way we'll win. So if you're not in the NEU already, the National Employees Union, just go on the website. You can go on the Zoom meetings. They have a Zoom meeting once a week where you can ask questions. They will represent you in a meeting if you need it when you get called in by HR. But mostly they're focusing on the strike action, because we've got to make this as big as we possibly can. It's down to us, isn't it, in the end? We're holding the line.
Hold the line.
We're holding the line.
Well done.